So now that we have covered the early years of famous player Cedarbrae, let's look at the last 2 years. The 1990s was starting to become a really dominant decade for the Cedarbrae, with the most popular movie being released at the time, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And of course, the rest of the Disney Renaissance was coming in, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and even The Lion King. But, but also, oh, released to theaters was the course Pixar's movies, namely the first two Toy Story movies and A Bug's Life. Like, so pretty much with everything being settled in, and it was just like the famous player Cedarbrae was gaining a boost in attendance inches, and by summer of 1996, the theater updated from 3,000 movies since the 2,000 movie limit was reached in 1989 to 1990. And on August 2nd, 1996, Chain Reaction boosted the theater to the 3,000 mark. And of course, audiences keep going to the theaters with more movies to come, like Hercules, Armageddon, and even the big one, one Titanic. Now, for those of you who don't know, yes, I've seen the movie before. What you all don't know is that my mom went to see it at this theater in March of 1998. Look at this. March 10th, 1998. At, let's see, at 8:30 p.m., but the ticket was booked 8:27 p.m. So that's 3 minutes before the movie was screened. That was like 3 minutes before the movie screened. And then, yeah, the movie is 3 hours long, but I'm glad I watched the edited version of the ship sinking. That's why my mom finally went to see it in theaters, and I'm glad I watched it for what it is, and it was the movie that truly defined famous players Cedarbrae and other famous players theaters. But despite those times, it unfortunately could not last that long. Um, even though the 1990s was amazing for famous player Cedarbrae, especially with Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, which was the first Star Wars movie to make $1 billion. The 90s was coming to an end, and while many kids remember going to player Cedarbrae for the first two Toy Stories and The Lion King and Pokemon the first movie, unfortunately, the theater was about to meet its downfall. When the 2000s came in, there were many numerous movies released at that time, like the first two Fast and Furious movies, the Tigger movie, and Piglet's Big Movie, the first two X-Men movies, and of course, Mission Impossible 1 and 2, even though the first one came out in 96, the second one came out in 2000. There's also the first two Charlie's Angels movies, which is like the first two Power Rangers movies, The Emperor's New Groove, Shrek, Atlantis, Pearl Harbor, since it's not as good as The Rock, uh, uh, and thanks to a disappointing summer 2001, and despite the success of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, the theater was about to decline very fast. Very, very fast. And, and despite being the theater that showed Star Trek and Star Wars, it, it finally met its doom. But there is one little note to decide Alright, Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones was screened at this theater if you watch the CTV news video on Attack of the Clones if you go to YouTube. Since, of course, the reporter lady did say that Attack of the Clones was screened at Cedarbrae, Paramount Toronto, Yorkdale Cinemas, which is a Silver City, and Silver City Yonge in Eglinton. That was pretty much the only big movie this had before it went immediately downhill. And after almost 35 years of operation, the Famous Players Cedarbrae was closed on October 17th, 2003, after the nearby Cineplex Odeon Eglinton Town Center opened. The theater has since then been replaced by a shopping center. And there has been talks of trying to revive the theater for many years, but as of January 1st, 2020, Cineplex has yet to confirm whether or not this theater would be reborn at some point. While it may be gone, it did go on to inspire other kinds of Famous Players theaters. Yorkdale got a Silver City upgrade after 35 years. Of course, we had the Silver City Yonge in Eglinton, and most notably, Famous Players Paramount Toronto. Famous Players Cedarbrae screens classic movies throughout the late 60s and early 70s to the late 90s and the early 2000s. And it had its great run, but who knows when will it ever come back.